Welcome to Ozarks Fox News at 9. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
And I'm John Adams. We start off tonight with your top headlines. These stories are real, new, now. Democrats toured detention centers at the U.S.-Mexico border today, calling the conditions inhumane. The White House immediately pushed back, claiming there's no mistreatment at those facilities. Meanwhile, across America, thousands of protesters took part in the Close the Camps rallies in more than a dozen cities.
A House committee has filed a federal court case to get President Trump's federal tax returns. The committee first asked for Mr. Trump's tax returns back in April. The new lawsuit cites lawmakers have the authority to obtain tax information for legitimate legislative purposes.
And shoemaker Nike yanked a new sneaker just before it was set to hit stores. This after former NFL player Colin Kaepernick complained about the design. The shoe featured an early version of the American flag with 13 stars to represent the original 13 colonies, designed by Betsy Ross. Kaepernick reportedly says it harkens back to a time of slavery.
Happening right now, heavy police presence in downtown Springfield. Officers are looking for a man and a woman who stole a truck. One man is already in custody.
We have a crew at the scene that got us some information. It all took place near Campbell and Madison. Police say a truck was stolen at a downtown parking garage around 7:30 tonight. The driver hit a patrol car at Madison and South Street. No injuries from that collision were reported. The suspects then drove the wrong way on Campbell and stopped near Madison Street. The man and the woman ran away on foot.
A large perimeter to the south has been set up, stretching several blocks. Canines are looking for the last two suspects. We have a crew there right now getting information. We'll continue to update you on this developing story online and on your Color 10 News app right on your phone.
Well, new at 9 tonight, the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border is drawing reaction in northwest Arkansas.
Our Madison Heaver is here to explain what those in the natural state hope to change. Madison.
Jen and John, more than 50 people demanding change outside of Senator Tom Cotton's office in Springdale today. Many of the protesters are Jewish, comparing the facilities to concentration camps that once housed Jews during the Holocaust. They're asking local and state lawmakers to take action. Former professor and activist Gwynn Gertz stood outside Cotton's office today with a resounding plea.
What we're doing here is exactly the same thing that what Germany was doing in the 1930s and the 1940s. So I'm here for a very simple reason, nothing complicated. I do not want my country to have concentration camps. I cannot be any more explicit than that. That's pretty obscene.
Now, Madison, we also know that Gertz reached out to Senator Tom Cotton asking for his support. What was his response? Did he respond?
Actually, Gertz put out a personal request to speak to Cotton and hopefully gain his support for the movement, but he declined to comment on that protest.
All right, thanks, Madison.
Well, making local news now, a youth group at a church in Aurora may not be getting as much funding now after the church's fireworks stand was robbed yesterday. Our Francis Lynn visited the fireworks stand put on by Engaged Church. Francis, what can you tell us?
So I spoke to the church members who run the firework tent, and they said early yesterday morning someone or people stole thousands of dollars worth of fireworks. They're very upset because all the proceeds were going to go to the church's youth group.
I was really hurt because I felt really bad for the kids because all the money that we raise here goes straight for the kids.
Trish Gatewood is a member of the church. She was the one who discovered the robbery.
My daughter and I came in yesterday morning and part of the tent was down over here, and then I noticed a bunch of the big fireworks were gone, and so we called the guy who runs the tent. We just kind of are here and told him a bunch of stuff was missing and stuff like that, and then we figured out that we were robbed.
She says they lost thousands of dollars worth of fireworks.
A lot of our big fireworks we have that are the big displays, a lot of those were taken. Lots of kids stuff was taken, like the Roman candles and bottle rockets, and a lot of our big cake stuff was also taken.
And they might have to install a camera in the future to prevent another incident.
Somebody was actually on the premises. They were just not in the tent whenever it happened.
Disappointed, I guess, because this is a youth tent and all the money goes towards Bibles for us and trips and camps, and our youth weeks.
Dante Floyd is a youth member of the church and tells me what the youth group does.
We just do stuff around like city and just to help raise money to go on trips or camps.
We felt very violated because somebody came into our tent where we're trying to do good and took from the kids. So that was really hard.
Now, Francis, what are the owners of that stand hoping happens next?
So they said they just want the fireworks back, and if whoever took it returns their fireworks, they will not press charges.
All right, Francis, thank you.
We have some new information for you now. Beginning today, you might notice a change at the Springfield-Branson National Airport. To make way for a new parking lot, the airport has turned off the electronic flight arrival sign in the cell phone parking lot so they can move underground power lines. If you're still wanting to track arrival times at the airport, you can use a flight tracking app on your phone.
A city in Missouri says it will stop issuing traffic tickets to meet a quota. Attorney General Eric Schmidt announced today that the city of Diamond has agreed to stop the practice immediately. The settlement will also require training for the top city officials on Missouri laws against traffic quotas. The city will also be subject to a $100 fine every day that they are non-compliant.
In medical news tonight, Mercy will be ending its driver's ed program this summer. This is one of the few places in Springfield that still offers in-car lessons for new drivers, but the hospital needs to cut costs. The news leader reports the program will be ending on August 16th and has already stopped accepting new students. The hospital is talking with community partners about the possibility of the program continuing outside the hospital system. This comes just a few weeks after Mercy laid off hundreds of workers in a company-wide effort to recover from significant financial losses.
Well, taking a look at news around the region now. Prosecutors in St. Louis say that a man has been charged with murder in connection to the shooting death of Officer Michael Langsdorf. Today's announcement comes just one day after Langsdorf was laid to rest. 58-year-old Cohen Smith is charged with second-degree murder. Prosecutors say he gave also convicted Bonnet Meeks fake checks to cash while he waited in the car. Meeks is charged with first-degree murder and 3 other felonies after that shooting.
Well, a hearing to decide whether Missouri's only abortion clinic will have its license renewed has been pushed back. The hearing was originally scheduled for August 1st, but the commissioner has rescheduled it for the last week of October. A stay was granted to the clinic, allowing it to continue performing abortions while the licensing dispute continues. Planned Parenthood has also sued the Department of Health and Senior Services over this case.
Southeast Missouri State University in Cape Girardeau is now helping in the ongoing battle against flooding. The school is now letting National Guard members stay in dorm rooms on their campus. The Illinois National Guard reached out to the school because of the campus's central location and ample space. The National Guard members had previously been sleeping on cots. According to the university, more than 160 troops are staying at the university housing.
Well, here's a good news update for you about a dog separated from her owners. We told you about a Boston Terrier that was left behind at a come and go north of Division and Glenstone last week. One of our photographers saw a car drive off, leaving the dog behind. And after we aired the story, the dog's original owners were alerted, and today they were reunited with the dog they call Doobie. The shelter staff says the dog was scared and aggressive when she was first brought in, but when she saw her true owner, she became a very different dog. This is video of Doobie seeing her original owner again after about a year away from home. They told us she had been taken from them, and they are clearly happy to have her back.
What a great story.